You are listening to Skipping the Queue episode. I do not keep count. I never have. My name is Red. I'm joined by Mel.
You ever, write a show about the deep bond between two men, and then the next season written by someone else comes and just does it better?
It's up in the air. We will see.
We will see.
We will see. Also joined by Brad.
I feel like we need to do the podcast community an apology. We did not know before we had Wolfie on our show that he was like that.
Well, the Wolfie episode will stay up. We will be keeping the ads running on it. However, this is a disclaimer: we do not associate with that man.
All of the proceeds will be going to charity.
Yeah, it's a charity named My Wallet.
Views do not reflect the views of the podcast.
Tune in next week though. We got the Paul brothers on, so that'll make up for
hell
it.
yeah! I've always wanted them on. I've always wanted to hear what Logan Paul has to say about Ultraman.
Logan Paul posing with the stupid Toy Story alien head, and then Pigmon's dead body is smushed in the background.
Yeah. We watched 5 episodes of Ultraman Omega.
Yes.
The new Ultraman show.
Yeah.
We have got some Ultraman to talk about today.
Some would say 5 episodes even.
Some would say 5 episodes even. Where we at sort of generally vibes-wise on Ultraman Omega. At the minute, I'm like, this is alright, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a 45-degree angle tilted upwards.
A 45-degree angle tilted
upwards. Not a full
upwards.
thumbs up. Not a full thumbs up.
I'm like...
But that's okay.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty easy watch. I'd say, if we're comparing previous Skipping this Hue seasons, I think this stretch of early Blazer was kind of going really hard, so it's kind of tough to match that.
It was hitting.
But I do think this definitely exceeded, this same stretch for arc, for me at least.
My big... And I've talked about this before. I think I hinted at this last episode. And we could get into it further. I with the exception of one particular episode, I think this is the main character I have liked the least out of any show we have watched for this podcast. Is the exception
the Snake episode?
Yes.
Okay. I figured.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
To the point where when I watched the Snake episode, I actually was kind of sad that the rest of the show wasn't kind of doing what the Snake episode is doing more, and it's the special episode, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I do like the Snake episode generally.
Yeah. So very, very broadly. So last time we had the first 2 episodes, we got introduced to was it Satoru?
No.
Yes.
No.
Or no, Serato.
Serato, there we go.
It's Serato, Kosei, and Ayu, or Ayumu, are the names.
Cool. Serato is Ultraman Omega. He is an amnesiac alien. He doesn't really remember everything. His memories are kind of coming back in dribs and drabs sometimes. And Kaiju have just arrived on Earth for the first time. And Kosei knows that he's Ultraman, and is trying to keep it a secret because I guess he doesn't trust that anyone else will be normal about the fact he's Ultraman.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, because this is the first time anyone's ever encountered a kaiju, everyone, much like our sorters, treats Ultraman as a kaiju, and so there's the natural suspicion there.
Well, he's an alien. He's a giant, and he's very scary. He's a kaiju. Seems sensible.
I do enjoy the way Serato himself is indignant that no Ultraman is a kaiju.
No. I'm not a kaiju. And Kosei he means Ultraman is not a kaiju. Today's episode we are covering episode 3, Beware of the Cold Wave, episode 4, Chasing the Claw Marks, episode 5, Miko and Mikoto, episode 6, The Kaiju Search. Episode 6, The Kaiju Search, and episode 6, Quarter Cold.
Episode 7.
Broad summary of each of these episodes. Episode 3, Kosei has doubts about his usefulness to the crew, and then he becomes a Pokemon trainer. He gets the ability to summon kaiju to fight alongside Omega. This is very draining. Episode 4, he's figuring it out. He's training, and he's he wants to go fishing with his landlord, and Serato is like, you can just. Yeah, you can go. I can handle the kaiju issue on my own. That's all. That's fine. I know how to catch a train now. And Kosei is extremely insulted about the fact that the Ultraman doesn't need him anymore. And
which is not Serato's intent, but
he reacts so normally to Serato trying to be nice to him. And they has a game of shogi and realizes that he's a pawn, which means that he's useful sometimes. And then he goes, cause he's like the main character from High School DxD. He heads out to go fight alongside Omega, and his kaiju transforms into a new form for Ultraman. So the forms have a basis in the team up thing. Also, this is maybe the first Ultraman form I've liked. It's cool. Ultraman 5. Omega 5. Yeah. Episode 5 is the Snake episode, which is probably my favorite from this
it's
batch.
A really good one.
Where Serato goes on a trip to go deliver a package, and
into the countryside.
Out into the countryside, and meets a woman and her niece who is staying with her, and he encounters the weird sort of interpersonal problems there, and the niece has a pet snake out in the woods. It's clearly a kaiju, and it's
rooted in also in folklore mythology.
Yes, it is. And it's eating metal, and it's draining the iron from this girl. Is this Miko? Is the girl Miko?
Yes.
Yes, the snake is Mikoto, the girl is Miko. So yes, the snake Mikoto is draining the iron from Miko and giving her white streaks of hair. To be clear, aesthetic white streaks of hair. It's a good look.
Yeah.
And eventually Mikoto gets really big, and Miko being around Mikoto is going to be really dangerous. And Serato is stuck around because he realized this was going to happen, and he's Mikoto lashes out and starts destroying the surrounding countryside, and Ultraman defeats Mikoto, and it Serato kind of thinks to himself, Did Mikoto do that so that I would kill it?
It's a suicide by
would
cop.
Save Miko. Yeah, suicide by cop. And then the niece and the aunt have a new connection, and they get on. And
I will say, seeing kaiju that eats metal, I'm pointing at the screen. It's oh, that reminds me of a certain DPRK kaiju movie.
I see. Episode 6, The Kaiju Search. What the fuck happens in this episode?
What the fuck happens in this episode? This is actually the one I watched this one, yes. Oh, this is a mole one. The two moles.
Oh, this is the mole episode. Yeah, a female mole is knocked out and unconscious. It came from underground because it heard construction sounds. It thought it was a mating dance.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about kaiju fucking in this one, actually.
Yeah, they talk about kaiju fucking, and it's very funny that they throw them both into a room and then shut the door afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
right, to fix the problem.
Classic Ultraman problem of like, if we just put it in like a hole underground where they can quote unquote live happily away from us, it's fine.
Yeah. Where they can fuck in peace. And I especially like the little video that Ayu pulls up of the rare mole species doing the dance, and it is also a person in a suit.
Yes.
Episode 7, Caught a Cold. Serato catches a cold. He's ill, and he's fighting against... Oh, also, this is the streamer episode.
Gamora, right?
This is the episode. This is the episode with Gamora and also the streamer
Wolfie.
Wolfie, who is like stirring up a conspiracy that Omega is actually a kaiju working with all the other aliens to attack Earth, and there's UFOs and stuff. And then Kosei gets a new kaiju power-up and teams up with Ultraman. They defeat Gamora, and everyone is cheering for Ultraman.
And everyone
Wolfie's
clapped.
Yeah, everyone clapped while Wolfie's going, Can't you see that they're the bad guys? And everyone's like, no, they're our heroes.
Typical, like, thing I've seen too often in Japanese media, the way people forget. They're like, oh no, all the comments are being mean to me. Oh.
All the comments are being mean. I got my just desserts. That's this week. That's the batch this week. What do we want to talk about?
I like we got Buddy Kaiju. I think it's fun.
Yeah, we got a little the Pokemon themed stuff. I kind of knew this was coming because I saw a trailer for this show.
It's kind of like when they started doing promo stuff pre-release. It's like, well, these are the toys, so obviously we're just gonna reveal it. But
I completely missed this, so it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, very nice.
Having it be the buddy, having it kind of be the role, I guess, in terms of like this generation of Ultraman stuff we've watched. Having the capsule kaiju equivalent be the stand-in for like your Earth Garon or something like that is really smart, because this allows them to be more active in the fights, and then completely sidestep the issue that the Ultra 7 people ran into, where they're like, well, we can't have the capsule kaiju be too useful, or else like the fights won't have our main guy like be the big hero. So then the capsule kaiju just end up being like jobbers all the way through. And when you make them kind of more of like a sidekick role where they're both fighting together, makes for just like a better, more interesting fight.
And also there's like a more defined power set where like the first one we get for like most of this batch, we only get like the second one right at the end. Reckoness is like specifically he's got like telepathic powers. And that helps him like do things that Omega can't, and sort of like an assist role.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the kaiju turns invisible and he like lifts up all the cars, and that reveals where...
And also he's the one who like closes the door on the moles.
He's the one who closes the door on the moles. It's just like, shut the door, go fuck.
Yeah.
Do not be horny out here.
And it's like a fun way of, well, if they gotta have the forms, they at least tie it into like the buddy kaiju in a way. That's kind of cool, like kaiju themed armors.
I like this first form. This just looks like fucking... I like the asymmetry of it. I like the sword. I think the sword is cool.
The sword slash effect is really sick. Like when he cuts up that kaiju in midair.
He's doing fucking revengeance shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
He's waggling those analog sticks.
Between Blazer and this, I am just like more of these designs should lean into the asymmetry. It's always a good look if you pull it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have kind of settled on... I don't... There are like a select few colors that they pick. So there's the power-ups are either like blue or like orange.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing that we will definitely see as we get to our first forms, is that there is just a trend of like there's the base form, and then there's the red form, which is usually the strong one, and then there's a blue form, which is usually the fast one. And that's just kind of
I see.
a recurring trope. Spoilers for future Ultraman, but But this one that they actually made it like, it's different. They're like doing different stuff with like designs, color wise.
Hang on. I have a complaint about this though. The red one should be the fast one. Because it's red, it go fast. You paint car red, it go fast.
Don't worry about it.
You paint the mech red, it goes 3 times faster.
I was about to say this is the most fucking Xeon ass answer.
It is fun that like the second one's a yellow instead. That's like a different color we've gotten. Because Ark's forms are definitely like in the template.
In the template. He's got the purple one too.
Yeah. Well, purple usually gets rolled in with like blue, depending on the guy. I guess in this case, like purple for Arc was like the super form.
Ultraman color theory spectrum between power and speed.
Yeah.
No, actually, the one that's actually great is the other one.
Oh, I see. I understand. I don't understand. It's okay.
So, like, if you mix all the colors and get, like, a black Ultraman, do you get, like, all the benefits of all the different stat distributions? Because it's, like, every color?
Who knows?
Yeah. I assume they've done, like, a black Ultraman at some point.
They have to.
Oh, hang on. Yes, we got one in Arc.
We got the evil one in the Arc movie. Mm-hmm. Surely they will do that again.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like our sandwich order means I'm like, I can't say what things we see in the current shows they've done already in previous shows.
I need the Shadow the Hedgehog of Ultraman.
It'll happen at some point, probably the 90s.
Mm-hmm. I've been crying out for a rival for a lot ever since the fucking Marucci episode. I've been like, he needs to have someone who is stood there like, no, we should have saved the one guy. None of these people should be saved.
Which season do you think introduces forms, or if not, which like range of years?
Introduces forms.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Heisei. I mean, it's Heisei. It's gotta be like 90s.
It's not gonna be Showa.
Well, it's not gonna be Showa. It's gotta be like 90s, I think.
See, I'm thinking even for... I bet... I would not be surprised if it is a early 2000s development responding to Rider, like, picking up again.
Oh, right. Yes.
I could see that.
We will see.
I would not be surprised if Ultraman, like, I don't know how Sentai is with regards to transformation stuff and forms, like, if they do that, but I would not be surprised if Ultraman is the last of the big bunch to adopt
it.
Well, Sentai is weird, because it's like, sometimes it has forms, but because of the fact there's like 5 of them, it's,
I was about to say, I feel like the fact there's so many dudes running around makes it the form thing less.
It means there's focus. Like it's not that it doesn't happen, but there's definitely like when it does happen, it's like more subdued compared to like.
Do the Sentai people ever combine to be like one guy?
That happens once in Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger, where like the gimmick of like the Pat Rangers is they fused into one guy as a power.
Sorry, I just pictured Arsène Lupin versus like Pat from Pat Stares At.
In this case, Pat
come on!
Patrol.
How come you can transform like that?
Anyway, Ultraman.
Ultraman. So yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this gimmick. I think this is a good gimmick for a show.
I think it's fun to like. Kosei is like Sarada's confidant, but also like it actually helps in the fights. Rather than just being like a guy who's like, I'm over here.
I like Kosei a lot.
Yeah, he's the highlight of the show. Like I don't dislike Sarado, but I can also understand like his gimmick can be a bit overwrought sometimes. So I definitely understand like Brad's fatigue with him. But I do think Kosei is just generally good.
I like Ayu too, for that matter too. Like them being like, well, she was just a normal biologist, and then when this shit started happening, it's like, well, they're basically big animals. Let's kind of treat them like that. I went, it's good.
We even have an episode of her really whiny subordinate who's like, oh, I just want to be in the lab. Oh, I want to camping.
I don't want to be outdoors. And then at the end of the episode, she gives a big inspirational speech about how much she wants to do this, and he's like, "You're so I've been thinking that this whole time." And Kosei just straight up just says, "You're fucking wishy-washy. I don't like you."
Oh yeah, we get Kosei's like backstory of like, yeah, I used to be a track and field guy, but then I lost once, and I'm like, well, that's it for that. Enough of that.
It sounds like a fucking you problem, bro.
This show giving him the most, like, the thing I love in all fiction, where it's just, this is the kindest landlord you will never get in real life ever.
It was so funny.
It feels like just like it feels like a very Japanese thing in the way that's like, oh yeah, the friendly neighborhood cop guy.
Yeah.
His name is Oya because Oya-san is the Japanese word for landlord.
This landlord is I like this guy a lot. He like rocks up in the big shirt, and he's like, I got a new rod, and Kosei's so excited to go fishing.
Yes.
I guess in defense of the idea of him, he is mostly just a guy who's just like, well, I guess I can let you like live and work for me, because you got stuff to sort out.
Yeah, like, he's like, oh, well, you don't want to do the job that I was technically your boss of, but, like, I'll let you crash here until, like, you do figure out what you want to do with your life. And it's like, no boss is this nice.
No.
It's good, though. I love him. He's
nice.
fun.
If
I hope
we suspend
he
our
shows
disbelief.
up more. I wish I had a dude who let me just live out in a warehouse with a bunch of shit for free. Are you kidding me?
So I'm moving.
Free, but...
I'm moving into a new flat on 9/11.
Nice. And
I do make a point of saying that I'm moving on 9/11 every time I mention that I'm moving. I had to send like I had to get references, like reference from last landlord, and I sent. I said, can I get you to do a reference? And he said, yeah, sure. And I sent them his email. They sent him a form, and he sent it to me and said, you were like such a great tenant. You do it. I was like, you don't remember who I am. You don't remember me at all.
Funny. That's funny.
That is the funniest way to get someone to do the shit that they don't want to do themselves. Like,
I was like, on the one hand, I was like, well, I guess this is really convenient for me, but also not like really super inconvenient, because I have to type out all the shit that I think you would type if you liked me in a voice that isn't mine. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't use the same wording I used about shit. I just got the email saying, how about you can fill out this form? And I was like, oh, okay. Asshole. That guy was a motherfucker. To be honest, I'm perfectly happy with that result, because me and him did not get on at all. So I'm happy he can't be bothered to remember who I am.
Nice.
So yeah, landlords. What are you gonna do?
Play shogi with them, apparently.
Play shogi.
My rent's going up again this year, and basically like is over half of what my raise was this year.
Oh, jeez.
I'm really big fan of that.
That's not great.
This is both admonishing my landlord and also my bosses.
Yeah.
I got like I don't even remember the percentage, but it wasn't great. And then I was like, oh, like, how am I doing? And they're like, oh, you're one of our star players. We always hear great stuff about you. And I was like, oh.
You give me more money?
What
the fuck?
Well, no,
what the fuck did everyone else get then?
I guess we can talk about the Snake episode next, because I guess the other ones we basically went over.
Snake episode is great. Big fan.
It's classic Ultra.
It's classic Ultra. He go for it.
He's like, Kosei is supposed to deliver a package, but he can't. And Sara's like, yeah, I'll do it. And then he gets lost. he's not of Earth. And
he's not good at this shit.
Yeah. And he's got to deal with, like, this like interpersonal drama that, like, because he's not of Earth, he doesn't fully get, but also because of that, he's able to, like, almost cut through it in a way, which is fun.
There's a degree to which that Miko is comfortable talking to him in a way she is not her. Is it her grandmother or aunt? Yeah. I can't remember.
Something like that.
Yes, her aunt. Because he is such a disarming presence for how, like, strangely distant he is, and, like, doesn't have, like, he is a weird guy, but also, like, a warming presence in a way that allows people to open up. And it immediately made me go, like, like, we could be having people every week
if there was,
use this guy as, like, a weird, like, wall to sound their ideas.
Imagine if there was a guy like that and he got a job as a teacher and they made a lot of episodes. I think they could make a really good show.
Don't fucking do this to me, Mel. We haven't recorded the main Ultra Q podcast yet. We're recording it after this episode. I am in agony. My soul is in pain. We will be getting to that. But yeah, we could the vision here of Serato as, like, wandering hero comes alive, and obviously that's not what we're actually doing with this series. But it's a brief vision into a world that could have been. It's nice. I think this is just a. It's a fairly, like,
it'd be like a fun concept of just, like, he's, like, there's the heart catch victim a week kind of thing, or situation where he just, like, wanders into it and he, like, learns more about people through that way kind of thing.
I have so it's a fairly straightforward plot. It doesn't feel like there's actually that much happens in the episode. I have a complaint to level at Modern Ultraman.
Go for it.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like episodes are so slow. I just feel like very little happens in them. Scenes are very, like, there's a lot of, like, very sort of, like, more, like, easygoing pacing to scenes that I think is, they're able to get, quite a few, get 25 minutes out of not actually that much material. Whereas, look, watching, like, classic Ultraman, a lot of it's, like, very punchy. A lot's happening.
Yeah.
I'd say it definitely feels like a stylistic change of the eras, but also it maybe is, like, it definitely, like, feels maybe like intensification of the whole thing of, like, the house styles between Soraya and Toei.
You also don't get something that is coming to mind immediately for me is think about how many times we've been watching Showa Ultraman where it will cut to the middle of the action of a different scene and the narrator will have 3 sentences to explain what we missed in the transition. And I feel like Modern Ultraman is more concerned about showing you through the character's perspective, like, what's happening. And
we don't have a narrator in any of these shows, so.
No. Yeah. It's fallen out of style. You just don't do that anymore, really.
Yeah.
But has it fallen out of style enough for someone to do it again? That is the question.
I don't think anyone ever wants to be the first until someone is the first, right? I would be... See, I've thought about this a lot. I've had a very Blade Runner week, not to spoil my section, but I've been thinking about...
Blade Runner week. What does this mean? Mel? Mel. What does this mean? What has Brad got himself into?
Well, maybe he just found, like, a paper origami and then, like, unlocked his memories or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Brad, are you being hunted by anyone?
I need more life, fucker.
What's going on?
No, but I'll explain in the next podcast. I'll leave the audience hanging. But I've been thinking a lot about the nature of... It's not... The answer's not that exciting. Okay. But I've been thinking a lot about narration and, like, its place and things. And, a lot of narration is bad and is kind of a crutch, but sometimes, goddammit, it's a useful tool for getting things moving along.
I forgot about bisexuality.
Yeah,
exactly. I just think there's because of Ultraman's, Mel, you mentioned the split between the Tsuburaya aim of like slightly more like naturalistic characters, like compared with Toei, who are like cartoony,
or the feast at the very least melodramatic.
Very melodramatic,
like a fucking like the Green Ranger in Gojuzer is an 80-year-old man who gets renewed youth and wants to become a party animal to like live out the parties he never had because he was a stick in the mud his whole life,
right?
And also still can't break out of like some of his old man mentality and just being
I see.
And that's just not a guy you get in Ultraman because that's an absurd character.
There's just because of that kind of tone, I feel like they can kind of be a little more punchy with scenes, with dialogue, whereas here we've got a lot of just, I don't want to, because this is pulp genre kids TV stuff, but there is a degree to which it's got that layer of like, I don't know, it's like very soft prestige, sort of like, it's just sort of like other, I don't know. It's just.
Are you saying Ultraman is the most fitting toku show to air on HBO?
It's me. All I'm saying is sometimes I get to the end of a 24-minute episode of Ultraman Arc or Ultraman Omega, and I think to myself, that could have been like 10 minutes. It's I feel this way about it's not exclusive to Ultraman. I feel this way about what the fuck is this? I'm gonna read this screenshot. Kamen Rider Gaim is the only Kamen Rider show that I actually wouldn't mind airing in America. It has enough depth, mature themes, and emotional weight to match lots of quality shows here like Game of Thrones and The Wire. You can't put those next to each other. So I think it would fit right at home if it aired uncut and subtitled on a channel like HBO and Showtime. I also think it would be a spectacular series to bring over here because I think this is the kind of series that can bring our cultures together. Who wrote what the fuck is this?
This is from a Kamen Rider Confessions post on Tumblr.
This is Kamen Rider Gaim is the one with the dance-offs, right?
Yes.
Okay. Eventually I'm gonna watch Kamen Rider Gaim on account of the fact Urabuchi Quest. But alongside The Wire is very funny. Putting Game of Thrones and The Wire as like on the same level is also very funny.
There's a reason this kind of became a copy paste.
Yes. Quality shows here like Game of Thrones and The Wire kills me. I feel like this is not Ultraman exclusive. There are a lot of shows, right? This happened with the 2B podcast has been going, and that means I've been thinking about Ruby. This happened to Ruby, was at some point the show stopped being fast-paced and characters started... There was just... Everything slowed down so much, and I don't have the words to describe how it happens.
Yeah.
But it's just a little
I think
weird.
I feel that. Like, they are definitely, like... They do feel lengthy. In a way.
Mm-hmm.
Washing Machine Girlfriend notwithstanding.
Blazer did not feel like this. Blazer never felt like this to me. Blazer was... Blazer just kind of hits.
I'm kind of curious how, like... If when we eventually, in the future, or maybe even, like... in the future, is going to get another Taguchi directed season, and how we'll feel about the pacing there. If he just has a different style that like is punchier compared to like other,
he might do.
Ultraman directors.
He might do. this snake episode, sorry, I sidetracked us. The snake itself is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I love Mikoto.
Really good prop.
It's like a puppet.
Yeah,
I think
it's a puppet. I'll
Has
talk
it
about
got like someone's hand in it? That kind of puppet.
I'll talk about one of the trivia. So.
Okay, cool.
It's probably the most substantive bit, just because it's like, oh, there's a very technical marvel in a way. But
nice. What's the next one? Ultraman Omega's episode 6, the Kaiju Search, the mole episode.
The mole one. This one I feel like was very standard traditional.
Yeah, it's the first. It's the first time he actually spares a kaiju, which is interesting. But it's like,
the stuff in this episode, like that I was interested in was the Ayu stuff. Ayu and her awful partner. I love him. He sucks. He's so pathetic.
Whiny ass man.
Yeah. I don't want to be researching kaiju.
How would you rate this episode to the comparable episode from Arc? I think that was also episode 6 of Arc, where we had like the other kaiju tester scientist guy, except this guy was in the black market, and we had like Rin's tortured harp.
Her like crush on her professor.
Yeah.
I it's very funny now revisiting that one mentally now that I'm watching Cardcaptor Sakura.
yeah, that's fair.
It was fucking, that episode was fucking mild. I think this episode is probably a little better than that.
I feel like that was one of the ones we were cooler on in that batch of Arc.
Yeah.
So.
I mostly just think that I don't remember her name. She was not actually it's very centralized in the show. And
I mean, that was just kind of a problem with Arc in general.
Yeah, it was just the two. Yeah, it was the two boys, and then everyone else was kind of there.
Yeah.
Including UP. Also, well, that episode did have the weird implication that UP is like her replacement boyfriend that she built.
Yeah.
Which immediately made me like, oh, UP is a victim. UP is the victim here. Here we go, CSI. I think this episode, I like Ayu's, because Ayu's talking. No, that's the different episode. That's where he's like talking about his track stuff. That's a different episode. But
no, I think the track stuff is this episode, actually.
Is it that episode? Okay, yeah. Ayu's talking with Kosei about the track stuff, and or trying to figure out like, and basically kind of reaching the conclusion that like you don't necessarily have to like pick you don't have to live your dream life, the life that you dreamed of when you first set out. Life has other plans for you. It happens. Shit happens. And you gotta roll with it. 2, you gotta find what you're into in that framework.
And Omega learns what the word challenge means.
He learns what the word challenge means.
Because he's an Ultraman.
I thought it was earlier. Maybe.
When does he?
No, I watched this episode yesterday. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, Brad watched all of these episodes last Sunday.
I did.
Thinking we were gonna watch them today. I mean, the joke was absolutely on me and Mel, because yesterday I was absolutely just plowing through these, just like I should have watched these a week ago.
Yeah, I was I was tired.
I was so busy this week and last week. I'm so, tomorrow is a bank holiday. I'm so ready to do fucking nothing. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Most responsible Ultra Q host.
Yeah.
I don't like this. That's true. That is currently true in this situation. I don't like that.
Yeah.
The final episode of this batch, the streamer episode.
Yeah.
I don't care. I unfortunately don't. I didn't find Wolfie very compelling.
This feels like it was made by old people.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
yes.
I think there's like the fun bit of like, I do think Serato having a cold is a bit fun, but everything about Wolfie felt like the most eye rolling thing possible.
It was absolutely just like when
like,
he's got the
old
little
men talk about their idea of what internet streamers and influencers.
Exactly.
A guy, he's like, oh, I'm like making my TikTok videos on the stairway, and the old lady's like, can you please move? And he's like, well, it seems like you're the one who has a problem here.
The wolf hat and tie-dye shirt make me feel like this is mildly politically charged in a way that is light enough that they could get away with denying that it is, but also feels like it's rubbing up against blue hair and pronouns territory.
This might absolutely be the Japanese equivalent of blue hair and pronouns. I can believe that.
It is really funny that he's able to get like a small gaggle of people to be like, hey, to all my social media fans, go chase that guy.
Chase that one guy. Man. Streamers with the gloves off.
I think
Mons crushes skull.
This episode also lands me firmly in the camp of like, I feel this way about Gamora, I feel this way about Zetan. I feel like these monsters get like big like fanfare or like,
yeah, by the way, Gamora's in this episode.
Yeah, but like there's this like presence to these monsters when they show up that I'm assuming permeates into like kind of like the fan perspective of them, of like, oh,
also
these are the ones that, yeah, of like, oh, these are the ones that beat Ultraman, and
yeah.
like,
because this is like the first. This was like the first time that Ultraman like lost, if I remember correctly.
And I think I am rapidly coming around to I don't care, and I actually really don't think it matters because they are like these. Gamora's not that cool. He's not that exciting. Like
he's unfortunately iconic though. That's the problem. You're like. It's just like a matter. Not that you're wrong, obviously, but it's just like the culture and like the brand pushing, especially against your own opinions. Unfortunately,
it's weird.
I know.
Weird.
I just think that Ultraman fans are kind of dumb.
Well,
but here's the thing. Some of the ones that are iconic are absolutely. We're like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, the fact that Bolton is iconic, I'm like, hell yeah, he is.
Yes, no, for sure. I guess my thing with Gamora is like, oh, he beat Ultraman in the first part of a two-parter where then Ultraman won, and it was basically the same as every other fucking kaiju fight in that show. And I think sometimes we gotta let the nostalgia die a little bit with how some of these are viewed. So, like, Zetan coming back for that Return of Ultraman episode, I actually think is a really good use of Zetan. But then, like, say we read that Ultraman manga, and then Zetan shows up just because he's Zetan, and I'm like, we can't let him get away with this. I don't know. I think the reputations they develop are kind of like
when you've only got 12 episodes, the use of the black tri-stars is really convenient shorthand. I see how it is. How it is.
Well, like, see, the thing with that, though, is, like, they're using that so that they can put emphasis on the other stuff. With Zetan, I'm just like, oh, it's Zetan.
Anyway.
I will say it's notable that this is, like, the first returning kaiju we've got, so that's cool. But we've got, like, 6 episodes of, like, new guys.
Yeah. I think
there's the great twitch is, like, the modern Ultraman is, like, we have the suits of the old iconic guys. Obviously, they're newer suits because, you know, they're the ones from the 60s and last. But, like, yeah, we got...
They should wheel out a 60s suit one day.
Yeah, well, they're probably eaten by moths by this point, but...
Yeah, for a diseased Gamora.
But just, like, yeah...
that might actually be, like, a health hazard for whoever has to don that.
That's what we've established. That makes the Ultraman good.
Oh, true.
There's definitely an element of, like, simultaneous, we are pandering to nostalgia by bringing this old guy back, while also being like, well, this is a suit we have, so it means less... They can't afford the budget to make a new kaiju for every episode, unfortunately. But
when they bring back Red King again, I will be going, hell yeah, let's go. I want to see that wrestler.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, Gamora is maybe, like, a bit too vanilla as a dinosaur design.
Well, I think more my issue with it is like I feel like part of the reason they do the cold thing this episode too is because they want like Gamora has that reputation,
like he does, like that. The episode starts with Omega and Reckonus like losing to Gamora, and so it's like, oh hey, remember, wink wink, or we're nodding to the lore. And
that's kind of where I'm like, this feels kind of forced. But
yeah, it definitely, obviously I definitely think Ultraman is often just playing to nostalgia in a way that's just kind of whatever. But they have the suits. It's kind of convenient. I'm going to tell you right now, I had forgotten that was why Gamora was iconic. I had forgotten that Gamora beat him in the first half of the two-parter.
See, I feel like that's my thing with some of what I'm starting to understand that a lot of what Ultra fans find compelling, or like what ends up sticking in the culture and like the kind of the series like lore is like feels like weird details in like a trivia section of a wiki article that I personally just do not find exciting.
I think also some of it's also maybe us having a cooler reception to 66 than others as well, because I feel like it was like a big fucking deal at the time, and so for the kids who grew up, it was like, oh man, especially if you're like a Hideaki Anno type who loves that specific type of shit.
To play devil's advocate, we have developed our own ones of this.
That's true.
Yeah,
we are talking about the tiger that has to explode in a city.
That's true.
We will be talking about that forever.
True.
What was the one you were saying, Mel? Sorry.
Furahashi's invented conversation with his mom.
Yeah, his invented conversation with his mother. Absolutely. We talk about that the way that people talk about Ultraman being a war criminal who commits genocide.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like...
one of them's more real than the other.
I'm just like also curious. It's also a thing we never really knew for sure when looking at like going through these shows, like how much of it are the creators doing homages to things that were resonant in the culture versus like the creators are the ones doing the callbacks, and that's why those are the ones that stick out with the culture.
I think when it's interesting, I think it's at its... Obviously they have to make new stuff for this because but when it's a fucking deep cut, that's fun. Like when we encountered the fact that that one Blazer episode with the washing machine was an Ultra 7 deep cut.
Because we watched them, like, we watched the Blazer episode and then 2 weeks later we watched the 7 episodes of them.
That was cool.
And that was like the first time they actually brought Kanan back on a TV show. So
right,
it was like a super deep
exactly. Cut. It's like going back to like the 60s for one thing that like presumably someone's favorite Ultra 7 episode.
And incidentally,
like, I want to do this.
That was the Furahashi Talk with his mom episode.
Oh yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
I you know what? I forget that. Man, that episode bangs. God damn.
I just love the idea that like Alien Kanan has given us both the beam that makes you take off your shirt and Furahashi's mom.
They're so important. Because that's just how it be with your mother sometimes.
But yeah, definitely like there's the stuff that gets, I guess you could say, overdone in a way that feels like it's outsized importance, or like it feels trite. Like obviously, like
I feel like my thing is that I feel like a lot of the callbacks to me often feel like they're hearkening back to like the magazine factoid encyclopedia versions of these monsters, and not the actual character and story bits that
So is this Shoji
make them
Tomo's
hit.
influence?
A little bit. But also too, like, I'm sure this franchise is old enough now. I have a feeling that a lot of the people making this stuff what they maybe grew up with was more like the books and like the ancillary stuff
Yeah.
as much as the shows themselves.
Especially when
So
you
it
have
makes
large
sense.
sections where it's not on the air.
Yeah, exactly.
What we're
so
saying
I
is-
get how it happens.
What we're saying is once we finish the Showa era of Ultraman, Tsuburaya Productions should turn over ownership of Ultraman to us, and we'll do it. For
True.
them.
Exactly.
Because, we're pure. I mean, Mel isn't. Mel's skip. Mel's an
Yeah.
old school. Maybe we'll have to cut Mel out of this process.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not
As-
even the Imperial
we just gotta be
Library of
ruthless.
Japan is pure.
Well, that's absolutely.
Library of Japan is pure.
I said not even, because remember
not
the
even.
Shoji Otomo encyclopedia is in there.
Oh yes, yes.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we kind of done talking about Ultraman today?
I think so. That's a cool target
No, I got one more thing.
Go
Okay.
for it.
I think this amnesia premise fucking sucks. I'm sorry.
I do kind of wish he was just an alien. I mean, he is, but like the amnesia part is like an unnecessary layer on top of that.
So here's my problem. It would be one thing if this was kind of a weirder show, and maybe you have it so that these episode-to-episode problems are set up like normal Ultra problems, but then, like, he remembers, oh, wait a minute, I'm remembering something really specific or weird that kind of twists whatever the assumptions we have as the audience are on his head. Instead, what we tend to get every single episode is 3 minutes wasted on, oh, whoops, I almost revealed my secret identity. It's the same joke every time. It's never been fucking funny. Maybe if I was 5, I'd like it. And then, oh, I'm remembering things. This is an Ultraman show. That's an alien. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I just, it's not working for me
I
at
think
all.
it is. I think it is fun that because he's an alien, he is able to be the kaiju encyclopedia like 7 was, but also there's only like a bit more hoops of like in 7 it's just like, oh yeah, that's the knife alien. It's like, how do you know that? He's like, oh yeah. And here it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's like the mole kaiju. Right? He's like, how do you know that? And he's just like, oh, And Coast is like, oh, no. Well, he just knows stuff.
And like, I wish what they did with it more was make it so that the monsters' behavior or how they work or whatever is weird enough that like the human science element of it can maybe only get them halfway, and then he fills in the gaps in like a way where it's like, well, either this guy is touched by some celestial presence or is just a super genius, who could say, and like they kind of have fun playing it that way. But instead it's just kind of like, I feel like a lot of the curveballs we've gotten with like, oh, what does this monster actually want, or oh, what's actually happening here, I'm like, it's all very, very familiar ideas that even like the last 2 shows we've watched have already kind of touched on. And that makes like the process of him remembering things just not that exciting to watch to me, at least.
Hello, sorry,
Yeah.
I knocked over my microphone in the middle of that, and somehow it didn't unplug, and everything's fine.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Let me turn you up. I think I'm not sure if it turned you all down a bit. Hello. So, yes, I'm not I don't have like a huge problem with it, but like I also don't necessarily find it very interesting. It's like,
Yeah, like I can definitely sense that, like, oh, so maybe somebody that's just kind of true of any long-running franchise that is on the air all the time to a degree. Like, there's like a conservatism to their formula that they're still like, even when they try and do something hashtag cool and unique, like, oh, this time he's like, there's no kaiju ever, and he's the first kaiju in this novel. There's still like the formula has the gravity that weighs it down. And it's like they don't experiment enough.
I also feel like them doing the amnesia thing and then still making him, like, no matter what, he's good, upstanding guy is maybe kind of a cheat a little bit. Like, he ends up rubbing up against, like, Shin Hayata vibes to be a little bit too much.
He's the hero. He's got to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Just like Gento, who's a perfect father.
I desperately need a episode of this show, and I touched on this last episode, where, like, he learns a bad lesson about humanity, where like he needs to unlearn it from his friends, right? I think that's a good thing to do with like this sort of premise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It definitely feels a little bit half-hearted, to be honest. What they've got going with the amnesia stuff, because it's like off. He'll be like, yeah, I learned how to ride trains, so that they can make a. I don't feel like the character relationships are exactly influenced by this. I don't feel like it actually matters really. So who cares?
Yeah.
So I'm. Yeah.
It's kind of just used for like the same joke, and I. Not only am I starting to get sick of it because it's not funny, but also like it's starting to make Ayu look stupid for not like suspecting.
She should fucking know. She should fucking know. She should know.
I think I want. They're the main trio, so I am really hoping that it's like she finds out before the end of the show, and not like the last minute reveal. My fingers crossed. They would be smart if they did this, as if they did like the episode 12 like two-parter, like the end of the first core, like kind of
right, like
finale before we get the recap. That'd be a good time to have the reveal, and then like
that's a good place to do it.
I'm hoping.
I think we've talked about this before too. Like sometimes I feel like Ultraman leaves a lot of really juicy drama that could happen just on the table because it is really committed to leaving people in the dark about the full context of like, oh, this guy's an alien. And again, this is kind of like one of those series tradition things, but I'm like, they don't have to find out right at the end where like it's kind of too late to do anything else with it other than be like, oh wow, reaction.
The other thing is, in this show, one guy has found out and they haven't done the drama.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything with it. Yeah. So not a highlight. Oh well.
I still think I do like this show better than Arc so far, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I said my bit, the contentious part, but I do, like, feel like maybe more of the dynamic of Kosei and Zerato than I do Yuma and Ishido. At least right now.
That's because really it was Ishido and Yuma was just kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, like it was definitely like a case of like Ishido on his own, kicking his feet while writing his diary in bed.
Yeah, this
and
is like
just kind of like, oh hello.
It's in like I once saw someone post about Emma, Sheen and Rekko Alond and saying like, oh, I think they should kiss. And in my head, I immediately posted something along the lines of like, if Emma tried this, Rekko would call her a slur. And I do not think Yuma has ever thought about his buddy like this. I think Yuma is, unfortunately, he's just, there's nothing there. Maybe with Ultraman.
Yeah.
It's possible. Okay. We might be done talking about Ultraman. Omega. Do we have any emails? Oh, no. Sorry.
Trivia.
Colotinus.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, and trivia.
What's the fucking order that we did? Does it matter?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'll do the trivia first, just because that's where I wrote it down.
Okay.
So some radio hosts, the Shadow Puppet Girls of this show, I forgot to give their voice actors, so I'll give them. Masa, the male radio host, is played by Shinichi Maki, who's apparently done a bunch of voice acting in supporting roles, including some other Ultraman stuff. More notable name is Remy, the female radio host, who's played by Megami Han, who's been in a bunch of things, including a bunch of Ultraman stuff, because she's an Ultraman fan, so we'll see her and stuff down the road. Her other roles include Hime/Cure Princess in Happiness Charge Precure. She plays Akko, the main character in Little Witch Academia.
That's cool.
She plays Kana Arima in Oshinoko. She plays Sailor Mass in specifically Gundam The Origin. And she plays Gon in the 2011 Hunter x Hunter. So I know. Prolific person in the industry.
Can't believe his dad named him Gon. And then he was gone.
It's still shout-outs to, I don't think he's on the internet anymore, but Kevin Frayne, translator of Quantum Devil Saga, as well as various games for Sega back in the day, who tweeted out once, Hunter x Hunter is the story about a son whose father leaves to go to and says that he's going to the store to buy cigarettes, and the son's journey then is an adventure to find out what's so cool about cigarettes that's worth leaving your son over.
Yeah.
I butchered that, but
yeah, people have seen it probably. Directors for the episodes. Masayoshi Takesu, who, if I recall correctly, is the head director of the show, did episode 3. Tomonobu Koshi did episode 4 through 6. We know some of his notable episodes are the ones we've seen in previous Skip and the Qs. He did the Garamon music episode of Blazer, episode 9.
Oh, that's such a banger.
It's a fucking
great
banger.
episode.
And then from Arc, he did Internet Kanagon, episode 8, and also The Mask and the Pillar, 22. Incidentally, he's also the designer.
I like all these episodes.
The Mask Man. Yeah. He was also the designer for the Pillar of the Mask guy, which is also the last director is Ruichi Ichino, who did episode 7. He is the head director. He was the head director of Ultraman Taiga, but he's also been on different Super Ass stuff on and off throughout the Heisei era. He's definitely more like sporadically involved in the company rather than like.
Is Ultraman Taiga different from Ultraman Tiga?
Yes.
Yes, Taiga is a 2019 show.
I see.
I always get those two confused all the time too when I see them.
You don't have to worry about Taiga for a long time. Anyway, writers Junichiro Ashiki wrote episode 3 to 4. I think he was one of the head writers that I mentioned in episode 1. Masaya Honda is the episode 5. He wrote the Give Us Who Means Friend two-parter in Arc 11 and 12.
Stupid.
And he also wrote the Pillar episode. He also wrote the Pillar episode, episode 22. And then Akio Miyoshi did episode 6. And then episode 7 was written by Yukinobu Saruda, who has been in Tsuraya since the mid-2000s, but is also mostly a producer, so his script writing credits are pretty thin.
Okay.
Which maybe that explains why the episode's a bit dumb.
Bit shoddy, yeah.
As for the kaiju trivia, episode 3, we have the Penguin Kaiju Pekinos, designed by Hideo Miyagawa. Suit actor is Hiroyuki Arai. The IMU mentions that anti-gravity equals freezing theory, which is a real theory that came up in the 50s.
Yeah.
Would it surprise you to know that same theory also inspired a kaiju in the 60s known as Pegula?
That's what I was going to say, because I forgot to mention it too, but I was kind of surprised they didn't just pull Pegula for this episode, because it's so similar, you know?
Ironically enough, it seems like Peganos is based off a repurposed Pegula suit, so...
oh, well, there you go.
It's definitely... It does feel like a case of, like, the 70s Ultraman style of, like, we're redoing a 60s Ultraman plot with a completely different kaiju. And then Reconest is designed by Masayuki Goto, suit actor Satoru Okabe. Episode 4, Therosaurus, which is, based off a dinosaur. Incidentally, like, the one kaiju Sarada was like, I don't fucking know this guy. Suit actor is Shun Takahashi, who is apparently controlling the mouth and neck with his arms rather than it being done for remote control, so that's fun. Then we have the snake kaiju, Ohebi Nushi no Mikoto, or just Mikoto for short, designed by Hideo Megawa, and was based off the Japanese deity Omonushi no Mikoto. It's a puppet controlled by hand, with
Yes.
Shintakahashi moving its head, Hiroki Arai moving its body, and then Naoki Ichida handling its tail. The puppeteers wore green chroma suits to help with the green screening, obviously. But also this was tricky because they were also just filming in greeneries.
I was about to say that. I don't think that was a good color to use for a forest.
Maybe not. Episode 6, Gedrago, the Mole Kaiju, suit actor Hiroki Arai. Apparently Gedrago was based off a Nezutron suit, which is, the mouse kaiju from episode 4 of Arc. And apparently Nezutron's suit was repurposed from Telesdon. So that's fun.
Which one is Telesdon again? Let me...
He's from the Underground episode of
626
that Jisoji
the
did.
weird mole people one, right?
Yeah. In episode 7, Gamora, suit actor Hiroki Arai, and then Trigaron, similar to Reckonus, designed by Masaki Goto, and then suit actor Satoru Okabe.
Cool. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Did you do color timers, or are you doing those now?
I'm going to do color timers now.
Color timers, please.
Episode 3, 5 minutes 42 seconds. Episode 4, 5 minutes 20 seconds. Episode 5, 2 minutes 20 seconds. Episode 6, 7 minutes 20 seconds. Episode 7 has it twice, 1 minute 39 seconds at the beginning, and 6 minutes 16 seconds at the end for the main battle.
Sick.
And returning segment.
Oh my god.
Because some may argue that there are some friendly kaiju who take on some capsule-like appearances in this show.
I was about to say, is this your revenge?
It's my revenge. I am feasting. So Reckonus, episode 3, 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and then 20 minutes tiny at the end. Episode 4, 1 minute 12 seconds, and then later in the episode, 3 minutes 45 seconds. Episode 5, 40 seconds. Episode 6, 5 minutes 19 seconds. Episode 7, 30 seconds, and then again in the room, in the apartment, 50 seconds. I'm counting his, being on the armor, because it's, it's annoying to, separate it.
Not to call you out, I love how vestigial this is, because at no point do they actually say there's a time limit on the capsules. It's just...
No, but they didn't do that in Ultra 7 either, so...
Oh, I thought the Ultra 7 ones had a limit as well.
I might have forgotten. But also I don't care.
No, it's funny. You should keep doing it.
Anyway, Trigaron episode 7, 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
Very nice.
Excellent. We will be keeping track of that, and I will be the most vindicated ever, for once. As opposed to in Leo, where it only happened in one episode.
I was a little surprised. Because they say that using the monster thing, I forget the proper name that they're using for the little figure guys.
Pokemon.
I think when I looked up, the merch name is Meteo Kaiju, but it's also not something I don't think it comes up in the show. So
demons.
It makes sense because they're meteors.
Is he gonna fuse these two kaiju into a better kaiju, a higher level kaiju?
Oh, maybe
of a different type.
That or one of them evolve, they start to evolve. There's many different ways they could go. But I was thinking, how did they not do the thing where Omega it makes a Sorito really hungry, and apparently it's really draining to do the kaiju control thing. There's gotta be one of these episodes that just ends with them fucking feasting, and I don't think they've done it so far.
Yeah.
But maybe at the end of the show, that'd be a...
the problem is that making guys do multiple takes of Saiyan feasting has got to be rough.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, so here's the thing though. You can get away with this by just having whatever they're eating be in bowls, so you don't actually see the food.
This is very easy in Japan.
Yeah.
True.
I did learn that this is so. I had a buddy point this out to me that for film continuity reasons, you see noodle bowls and stuff like that so often in movies and TV because it makes editing around and doing reshoots so much easier than having to make sure the same amount of food is on a plate. Mm-hmm. And now that's been pointed out to me, I notice it in every goddamn thing I watch, and it's driving me nuts.
Do we have any emails for Omega?
Yes. We have.
I knew we did.
First of all, going back to That one email Kat did a few weeks back that was specifically Omega email for Skipping the Cube. Obviously, not all of the episodes we watched were out by then, but you know. Continuation Ultraman email for Skipping the Cube. Ultraman, if it was a BL, I like Serato, he's cute. I totally get the wanting further depth, but I just think he's cute and funny. Maybe my sense of humor is immature, but the actor just kind of has it to me. It's kind of a classic old couple setup, you know. Parentheses, I do honestly feel like they're playing into the angle after meeting success with a quote, man-to-man buddy relationship, unquote, in the previous year, close parentheses.
I hope they continue to have success. I hope they continue to develop on this. You know, if Ultraman becomes the go-to, like, yaoi toku, I'll be alright.
The default yaoi toku is the one where the guy gets big.
Yeah. Exactly.
I need more Blowjob Brothers energy, I think.
Uh-huh. We got blowjob angles.
Yeah, but we need brotherhood.
Okay. True.
We've got angles, we need brotherhood.
I did see the advert for the sword form when the big dinosaur Kosei picks up in the woods. In my brain, combined Kosei using dinosaur toy like henshin with Omega wearing dinosaur as a form to Serato is going to wear Kosei fusion form. Sadly, this does not happen, and he just pilots the dinosaur. However, he doesn't even pilot the dinosaur. He's more like a remote controlling it, like a Pokemon. Like the one kid at the first episode of StQ, except like successfully.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that happened.
I mean, I would not call the episode the best episode of StQ, even if it's a cool episode of StQ.
It's pretty cool.
That
show starts with a guy that you're like, oh, that's the main character, all right. That
is like our most enduring memory of that episode. It's because the actual first episode is episode 4.
Yeah.
It's fucking Victory Gundam over here.
So I think you'll find Star Trek. You know, the right era.
True. Sadly, this does not happen, and he just passed that. Or alas, Kamara build, this is not. Still a fun idea. Anyhow, I really enjoy the setup being totally removed from the usual premise, a front on which Ultraman is usually more restrictive than other Toku series. I'm really digging this one. Been watching a lot of good Ultraman lately.
Nice. Yeah.
Kat also has an episode, as a later email for our actual episode of 80 later. So,
thank you very much.
We'll get to that later.
Thank you.
And then we got an email from Mothra Fanboy.
Hello, Mothra Fanboy.
What the? A 20-minute episode is really not enough. Well, it's not actually 20 minutes. There's ads. I'm really emotionally invested on this new Ultraman series. Kosei is really cute, doing crazy actions, especially when he's trying to keep Serato's secret, while Serato, on the other hand, is just innocently revealing too much information. I will say that at least is nice. Like, Serato is just dumb. Anyway. Gosh, I love the tandem so much. Ayamu needs cheering up. You were doing great. I hope it's tired again so we can already see the next episode. I'm kidding. I still really hate this show. That was just a YouTube comment on episode 3. I think I found a new generation Gaia person. Episode 3 was really forgettable. The best part about it was the introduction of Reckoness, who I think is a really cool addition to the show. I guess we didn't talk about that this episode. Episode 4 was so atrocious that it actually made me mad. The entire episode was dumb. Episode 5 was the first show in the entire show I enjoyed. Miko and Makoto was a pretty good episode, but I don't get Ultraman fans on YouTube reviewing the episodes when they just come on saying, this episode was so sad, and I'm like, just watch the Marushi episode of Return of Ultraman. Mothra Fanboy has as much venom for Ultraman fans as we do.
Thank you. Listen, someone has to.
There is a degree to which I wonder how a lot of this shit would hit for me if we weren't watching, like, from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, I think about that a lot, because I'm like, am I being too harsh sometimes? But because, like,
not to, like, this might come up again in our 80 stuff, but, like, Kat was mentioning to me, like, in DMs, like, she may be, like, warmer to 80 overall, even after some quote-unquote changes, just because she had not seen all the Showa stuff beforehand, so it's one of those things where it's, like, hard to say, like, how much the process just fundamentally changes your relationship with the thing.
You said the word changes, and I smacked my desk so hard that I opened a new tab in Firefox.
A lot of accidental keyboard hitting.
Yeah,
going on this recording.
I'm going erratic. We're going erratic. Oh yeah, you hit your spacebar.
I hit my spacebar and accidentally killed the recording. Eagle-eared listeners.
I don't do.
Is
Do
that a
eagles
term?
have good ears?
Hold on, Google. Sorto, do you know anything about eagles?
What has good ears?
Their hearing is still quite good and comparable to human hearing.
Ooh. Bat-eared listeners.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, bats have good ears, don't they? Because they echolocate.
They also have, like, rabies.
Rabies-infested listeners.
Please get your shots.
We'll have noticed.
Also, if you ever wake up in a room and there is a bat present, go to your hospital immediately because
oh my gosh.
So this is an actual thing. Bat bites are less like damaging than you may think. They could sometimes just appear as little scratches. But if that bat has something, like it's carrying something, and you like if you wake up in a room with like a bat in it, it could have bit you and like you would never know, and then like a few days later you might be like, oh, I have like a little scrape or something. And that might actually be a bat bite that like gave you something. So you should always be safe. Go to the hospital.
Huh.
Rural Wisconsin life advice.
Thank you, Brad, for your rural Wisconsin advice.
They should have an Ultraman show where, like, I just use my Wisconsin expertise.
But they already had an Ultraman show about that.
True, that is.
They had the Wisconsinite.
Fucking...
But I should be like the central premise where I'm just like, no, that brat's not done enough. They're an alien. No true Wisconsinite would take that off the grill this early.
Is this like the Ted Lasso of Ultraman?
Oh, never mind. We gotta abort. The show needs to be canceled before it comes out. Actually, kill the premise and then make it a normal Ultraman show halfway through.
Oh, I see. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Brad had to go back to Paris.
Episode 6, I forget in like 2 weeks, but at least like the whole kaiju in this one, Ayu's coworker is really annoying. Yeah, that's what kind of makes him funny. And in episode 7, Ultraman tackles clickbait streamers. What? Trigon was kind of neat, I guess. It doesn't matter because episode itself was bad. Anyway, this show sucks.
It did not tackle clickbait streamers, unfortunately. It did not do that. It just had a guy who just kind of sucks. He's like he's like middle-aged, and he's like, I don't know. They just made him kind of. He should be a really attractive, everyone loves him guy.
Yes. No, so this is the... I can't fucking believe I'm bringing this up, but like I've been saying, my sister's family's been over. I've been watching a lot of kid shows with kids. There is an episode of, like, the new Alvin and the Chipmunks, like, CGI cartoon that kind of, like... People love to make cartoon episodes about, like, oh, the kids sure do love all those wacky people that say ridiculous things on the internet. But, like, they don't know enough...
The kids have to watch the show and be like, no, I don't.
Yes, and, like, they don't understand what the kids are watching, or, like, they conflate so many different things of, like there's like a degree of like, oh, there's internet conspiracy guy in here, and also like, oh, turbo popular like streamer guy who just gets away with saying anything and is also doing live streaming IRL, and it's like these are like disparate categories of online person that like when you conflate them all into one just makes it kind of feel like a joke.
Yeah, it's like rolling in all content creation to think the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The weird conspiracy streamer people are not the people live streaming their faces outside on the stream.
No, they are not.
In fact, maybe that's my angle.
Okay, would this episode be improved if Wolfie was doing top 15 lists? And
yes.
Number 15.
Anyway,
right.
This show sucks, but you want to know what show it doesn't suck? Ultraman Leo. I'm currently 15 episodes in, so the last one I saw is about the blonde karate person. The show is so cool so far. I can't wait to continue. The only episode I dislike so far is the racist one, episode 12.
He's staring directly with dead eyes into the camera.
Yeah, Muffin Fanboy. Yeah.
You're gonna keep loving it. Just like we did.
Yeah. I also love that. Yeah. You'll see. I mean, you know.
Anyway.
Ultra Q podcast host with the time machine. No.
It's okay. Nothing can beat having to watch Gundam Seed for a year.
No.
Anyway, Mel,
I watched Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny so quickly that they're not my least favorite Gundams. Because I just never think about them.
Yeah, that's fine.
My dark secret is that I like hating on those shows so much that I actually do think I enjoy watching both of those more than I would some of the Ultra we watched.
Damn.
But that's also probably because I think just inherently I'm more drawn to that genre than I am this genre. So
yeah, that's probably fair.
Sometimes watching a really bad thing of something you just have more like immediate investment in means
sometimes it's like, you know, the opposite of love isn't hate. It's like apathy.
Yeah. Yeah.
My least favorite Gundam is probably like, I mean, it probably is Seed Destiny, but the issue is that I like the first half of Wing, and so it, you know, the second half sucking is like a letdown. It's like, oh, okay, wow.
Oh, you mean like Ultraman Ace?
Everyone should watch Gundam Wing for the point around the episode like 22 to like 27 mark where you just have to wonder what is happening in that studio. Do any of them have any idea where this is going? And the answer was probably not, actually. Fascinating TV program.
I need to finish this email.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, well,
we need to finish this podcast, so yes.
Anyway, well, you should do some sort of capsule countdown for Reckoness and try to get on. Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah.
One more thing. On August 18th, I will have been watching Ultraman for one whole year.
Wow. Nice. You got through a lot of Ultraman in 1 year. I gotta give you credit.
Yeah, more than us, which I guess is like reasonable because we would die otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your email.
Thank you.
For the email.
Thank you
for your email.
You closed it on us being caught up with the podcast.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Where you know.
Now the question is, will Mothra Fanboy watch in sync or speed past us?
Good question. Ooh, I mean, he has his personal freedom, but also will he necessarily know what we're doing next? So.
I'm a speed pass type of person. I watched there are many random seasons of GGP where I'm just like, I'm gonna just watch the whole thing and listen to it.
Depending on, I don't know if it's to my better judgment, but I do just say I just keep up with the seasons. So.
I started listening to GGP and then halfway through 0079 I just went straight past GGP and then watched like all of UC and then started listening through GGP. And then I was just watching other Gundam shows in the background and just I have never rewatched a Gundam show for a season. This is Build Fighters. I'm rewatching Build Fighters.
Every time I attempt, I get like usually like a quarter in, and then I just kind of get sidetracked, or I'm not feeling like watching it, and then like I wrap up later.
Build Fighters.
That's what happened with Seed and Seed Destiny, I think.
Build Fighters simply go down easy. It's
maybe I should do that. I still never watched Build, so
I watched that show in 2 days. About like 6 months ago. So I'm rewatching it.
I first watched Build Fighters in 2013 as the first Gundam thing I watched ever. So I'm like,
wow,
this will be a fun revisit.
Yeah. Well, we're clearly done talking about Ultraman.
Yeah, we gotta go talk about more Ultraman.
Yeah, we gotta go talk about more Ultraman. Goodbye, everyone.
We gotta fill up the hater tanks.
Goodbye, everybody. I don't know when we're doing the next one of these. Oh, plugs. If you want to follow us online, you can do so at ultra_QUEUE on Twitter and at ultraQUEUE on Blue Sky. No underscores on Blue Sky. I'm also on Blue Sky. I'm at Red November. Those are my plugs. Mel, your plugs.
Send in your emails to altqpod@gmail.com. The coffee is altq fund. Brad.
Yeah, I'm everywhere. Be Invoked. That's mostly just Blue Sky and YouTube. That's BEINVOKED. You know, you can catch Wolfie out there in the Omega verse at Wolfie.
Okay.
That's what they're
true.
calling it these days.
Is Wolfie
right?
is Wolfie an alpha or an omega, or is he a beta?
I think he's a streamer.
I refuse to think about Wolfie.
Let's leave the podcast then.
Let's leave the podcast there. You find next time. I don't know when next time.
It's like
is.
in a month or so. Month and a half.
Yeah, we'll be watching up through to like the mid-season finale, which will be episode
12.
There we go.
Hopefully, it's the peak season finale.
Shut up.
True. So true.
I would simply not make a mid-season finale. Actually. All right. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Later.
今は見つめたい向かい合うのは自分映す瞳だからMissing 繋いできたけちゃそこから触れた思いに気づけないいつしか信じた胸に光る真意は満ちた月を見上げ消えないようにずっと探せ存在証明 for 賛成となす影をポイントをショー切り裂いてきたペース共に生きるためのフェイス Stand up This is on the way 決められてたルールでじゃないんだ Prove what you prove the proof Why don't you believe me 見ていたいのにここにいる意味に君を感じたい強く響かせようもう決して失わない記憶よりも確かなんだ導いた Shiny Eyes 何をなすべきなのかそれは答えじゃない作り出していくピース一つ一つ集めるほど感じる刃のような月の影にある見せない願いいつも探してるキャリーキャリー本当の自分見つけたい Racing Racing そこまでの迷いも全てそれ走れないもうこの歌がガイド I always believe in その目に映る自分にはなぜか迷いを感じないだから踏み出そう心が選ぶ道繋いでくのは昨日じゃなく明日へのリンク Run is my last run Run is my last run Now take it back, break it down 見えない see around Who am I? Who am I? 日々 cast going around See the light 眼差しの先見つけた迷ういつしか心重なっていく分かり合う